But let's talk about that Thursday night game, man. Dak Prescott is back. And obviously, it was a heartbreaking loss for the Cowboys. But, you know, Dak Prescott, he can make any throw. Like, I'm confident in him making any throw. And throughout the course of the game, I think it just went from, being more nervous about Dak to being more and more confident in his play. And I think if Prescott can play that well on a consistent basis, and, I definitely think he can, I think the Cowboys are definitely the favorite to win the NFC East because Ryan Fitzpatrick's obviously hurt for Washington. I don't know how that's going to shake things up, but I think the Cowboys are definitely the favorite there. But I mean, you look at Michael Gallup's injury, Collins is suspended, DeMarcus Lawrence just got hurt. Obviously, that's all bad, but I think there's definitely reason for optimism with the Cowboys, and I think Dak is the main reason why, and him being back is so huge for this offense. So really proud of Dak, and I'm really glad to see him back on the field.
When I watched the game, like context, I was never like a huge Dak Prescott fan. I always said Wentz was better and stuff like that. But last night, not last night, on Thursday night, that game, just seeing him, I think he threw for 403 yards and like 3 touchdowns. It was amazing what he did off the ankle. He looked a little shaky running out the pocket, especially on his left side, but he was tremendous. Like some of the throws he made, the one to Cooper, it was kind of like a deep cross into the end zone. It was perfect. And I was going to say this, Dak and Kyler are 2 quarterbacks that I can see that can throw themselves in the top 5 conversation this year. I think they're already creeping up to a guy like Lamar Jackson. I think those two are already doing that. And I think over the course of the season, if they keep this up, I genuinely could see them push for a top 5 convo. Dak was amazing in terms of, again, just, I think he remained poised throughout the game. He had a couple of drives where he just had to make the play and he did. And obviously he, there were some field goals that they missed. Kicking game was kind of subpar. And, it's Tom Brady. Like it's hard stopping him once he has like a minute left, but I thought he made all the plays necessary to win that game. And, just luck of the draw. They couldn't finish it off, but this is a great sign for Cowboys fans going forward. I think that's what everyone took away from that game. And yeah, you're right. There are some concerns, right? Lyle Collins suspended for 5 games. And then you mentioned the injury to Marcus Lawrence, which is why I'm not going to say the Cowboys are locked to win the East, but there's still, positive signs going forward, especially for this offense, which showed no signs of slowing down. I think Zeke is going to have a way better game in terms of running the football. I thought he still had a good game just because of how well he was in pass protection. But I think Dak is, fortified. He's still the leader of this offense. He's still playing great. And I'm so glad that he's back for the Dallas Cowboys because, you never want to see a player kind of injured. So, good to see Dak back.
Yeah, I think the thing I noticed most with Dak, it wasn't his arm. It wasn't, his mobility like it normally is. He just looked very comfortable for a player coming back off of multiple different injuries that really could derail his year or his career. He looked awfully comfortable in the pocket when there was pass rush coming, just making throws. His arm didn't look the same. You're right, Anish. He wasn't as mobile as he normally was. But what I was looking for most in week 1, does Dak Prescott look the same mentally? Like, is the game still going at the same speed for him? Is he ready for this yet? Because a lot of people in Bengals preseason camp, Joe Burrow did not look ready to play football yet at a starting NFL speed level. And so that was one thing that we were a little worried about. And that's one thing I kind of had thought in the back of my head, I don't know if Dak is ready for this yet. And against the Tampa Bay defense, he showed up, he stepped in. And, while he didn't have the same zip to his passes, he couldn't run like he normally does. He looked comfortable. He looked probably even more comfortable than he's looked in years past. And that's what I was really impressed by. And that's kind of that number one building block that you're looking for if you're Dak Prescott to kind of step on this year and get even higher. Throwing 400 yards helps too.
Quick context. He didn't have like a full week of practice since July. And then also, I just thought, again, poised, like to do that without a full week of practice. Imagine what he could do with, proper time and like really getting back into it. So that's awesome.
Yeah. And the arm strength thing, it could be an issue, but also he showed a lot of touch. And we've seen multiple players this preseason and already this season where arm strength has kind of been a little bit of a caveat. You look at Trey Lance and some of the throws he made in the preseason. Derek Carr threw an interception in the red zone. He just threw it a little too hard for his receiver. So Dak being able to develop that touch, the strength will come back. But the level of poise that he showed, the touch on the football, being able to command an offense, those are the intangible things that some quarterbacks after an injury never get back, or even a coaching change. So to see Dak have that in the pocket against the Tampa Bay defense the entire game, and even taking the leads at points, I think Cowboys fans, NFL fans, Dak fans should be really impressed and inspired by what he did. And it really made me kind of change what I've been thinking about the Cowboys kind of for the entire season.